The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, UNU Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask for Candy, 101 ways to make your love and your life sweeter. I am Candace Harper, lovecoach.com. I teach and inspire audacious intimacy to powerful, professional, grown women who want real relationships and seductive singlehoods. And as I always say, dating and relationships can be hard, but love is always easy. And if you can hear my voice right now, you are either listening on the TuneIn app, Armed Radio on TuneIn, or you're listening in the garden, armedradioglobal.com, or perhaps you are joining us live on Facebook. I see Angela just joined us. What's up, Angela? Like, the people are coming in, the listeners are coming in. I know you guys are joining us and getting cozy.
User left your channel.
We have a lot going on right now. We're going to have a lot going on for this show. So the call-in number is 1-800-508-5431. So you know that if you have questions and you want to talk to us, that you can call in on that number. Like I said, I'm Candace Harper, lovecoach.com. My talent is conversation. My passion is personal growth. My purpose is to teach and inspire radical self-acceptance in myself and others so that we can all have our best possible love life. My guest again tonight from last week, Toby Blackwell, my brother from another mother, Harvard graduate, naval officer, singer, actor, comedian, quintuple threat. Toby Blackwell is joining us. And not only is he one of my favorite performers from the old days of the Duplex, right? He's also an accomplished touring entertainer and has grossed... Why can't I speak? I'm drinking tea. I'm not even having wine tonight. And has graced shows like Rent, Godspell, Smokey Joe's Cafe, and so many others with his vocal stylings and quick wit. He also has a YouTube channel, and you're self-titled The Busiest Unemployed Person Ever, right?
Yes.
Self-titled, you and Jet Magazine,
yeah.
Right? 7 years and counting in a row.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome, Toby.
Thank you.
Tell us how you're doing. How's your week?
I'm good. I mean, you know how it's been. I have actually never left from last week, so I've just been, hiding under your couch, so... I know how you're doing.
See, I tried to sweep it. I was wondering what I was hitting.
That's what I did. It's so excited to be back, and yeah, I'm good. Having a good time.
Yeah.
In spring, sort of. I don't know. I don't know what seasons we do here anymore. It was like winter for a second, then it was summer, and then it's spring, and so today's like a new season they made up called Sporal.
Yes. Or like the whole thing is just, it should just be climate change.
It's just, yes.
Let's just call the whole year climate change.
It's kind of not supposed to have you happen.
Right, exactly. I see Lee and Narit just joined us. Hello, people. I see people are coming in on the Facebook. Hopefully you're still with us out there in Armed Radio Global. I never know when you come in and out. There's no indication, but hopefully, if you're out, you're coming back in, and if you're in, you're not going out. All right, so what this show is about, for those of you who are brand new, is each week we have lively conversations about different topics relating to love and relationships, right? Sometimes I'll bring on special guests. I feel like Toby is going to be our guest. Toby might end up being like a staple. I'm feeling like
I could be like a Robin to your
to my Howard.
Yeah.
I love that. Right? I love that. I feel like, I like having you here. I feel like you're just one of my favorite guests. I love all you guests that are out there. If you're watching, I love every single one of you in your own way. Toby and I had a long-standing relationship, and I had a long-standing relationship with some of you out there too. But, Toby, like I said, is my brother from another mother. So I feel a certain comfort when you're here.
It's fun. But, you can have other guests too. It's okay. I can't always be here. I am very busy because I am the busiest unemployed person ever. And so my duties take me far and wide. So some Mondays I won't be able to be here.
Being unemployed can get very busy. There's
can
Netflixing.
Be really busy.
There's like all kinds of duties.
So you're like, I finally volunteer for stuff, and you realize you volunteer for so much stuff.
Right.
And now you might as well have a full-time job.
And you're out there working. But here's the thing, too. We can also have guests together. Like, people can come on and come sit
a
and
threesome.
Us, right? Hello, Kitty. Wow. That's how we do it.
It's just escalated quickly.
Right? So, I say all of this to say that this is a conversation. You guys are also the guests. you guys, are here to interact with us. Those of you listening out in the garden, you can call 1-800-508-5431. And obviously, those of you on Facebook Live, you can talk to us and interact with us. Today's show is the After Mother's Day, Mother's Monday special, right? It's all about the mamas. And mamas, here's the thing about mothers. It's like motherhood is an entity, right? It's godly and it's beautiful and it means everything because it's how we become who we are. It also affects so much of how we grow and how we love others.
Yeah, there's a special relationship, obviously, with mothers.
Right.
I mean, there's a sitcom called Mom. A sitcom called Dad.
I love that.
There's a movie. I don't know how good it was, called Mother. That just came out. I don't know. There's probably a movie called Father, but Jennifer Lawrence wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So, it's like mothers are important and fathers are important in a way, but mothers have a special way, I think, of really affecting our lives.
Yeah.
Joined your channel.
I think the people from Armed Radio Global are back. Oh, good. But also, there's a movie called Throw Mama from a Train. So.
And don't tell Mama the babysitter's dead.
Don't tell Mama the babysitter's dead.
Are there any father movies besides?
I know, right? There's so many mother movies because I think, and then there's mother movies that aren't like Psycho, and there's so. Yeah. We say all of this to say that there's the good and the bad, like with everything. There's that balance of how motherhood and mothering and our relationships with our mothers affect our adult relationships, right?
And also, it's not Father's Day. We'll do this again in June.
Exactly.
So.
We'll do a
Dad's
whole
get your
dedication.
turn.
We'll think of some movies for you, like Daddy's Girl and Daddy's Home and whatever.
I don't think those are the same stage.
Right? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So we're going to play a game, and hopefully those of you watching live can comment and, share with us in the delight. And also those of you listening in, you're welcome to call in to tell us about, your mom's quotes or anything like that. So we're calling it, is it my mom or is it my Angelou?
Yes.
Right? So we have our little heads here. This is how we're going to play the game. So this is Toby's mom, Mila. Hi, Mila. Hello. This is Maya Angelou. Hi, Maya Angelou. Hello. And here is my mom. So I'm trying to do it just right so there's not too much reflection. That's Aileen. Hello, Aileen. So we're going to take turns, or we're going to read off different quotes. And between the two of us, of course, there's going to be some Maya Angelou quotes that we recognize. Mm-hmm. But Maya Angelou, she was a poet. So
she had a lot of quotes.
She has a lot of quotes. There's some sites that it's 350.
Yeah, she has a lot, many, many quotes.
Also, I don't know if we discussed this. Some of the quotes could have been a movie role that she did, or whatever she said for any. Did you use whatever, or did you just
I have it.
Either way.
Various ones.
It's not I know all her quotes. So
I do.
You do.
I watched Snatch Game of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm a fan of Monet Exchange, and since she was Maya Angelou, so whatever she said, that's a quote I'm using.
I hear that.
But it's great because I realized, as much as I railed against the crazy things that my mom would make me do, as I got older, I was like, oh, she was right about most of the things, which is irritating and amazing at the same time. Right. And so it's interesting because Maya Angelou is sort of a mother to everyone. She's like a mothering figure. So I realized that things that she said or things my mom said, there are life lessons we've learned from both our actual mothers and from everyone's mother, Maya Angelou. So we thought we would compare them and see if you can tell the difference.
I love that everyone's mother, Maya Angelou. She so was that, right?
She is.
She's such a mother figure. Okay. And she there is one of her quotes where she says that. I don't know if you have it. I didn't end up recording it. But she says that she only has one biological son, and I'm paraphrasing, but she has many different colors of daughters and sons, and many different religions of daughters and sons. She considers herself she considered herself mother of our culture.
The wisdom.
Yeah, she did. And so did these two ladies. They also had the wisdom. So we're going to see how they stack up. Mm-hmm. So who's going first? Are you going to tell?
Well, I'll go first.
You want to go first?
We'll go back and forth.
All right.
So I'll go first. So for those of you who don't know, so you can't see me on the radio, but I look like this. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm dark-skinned, and I'm about 6'2". I'm tall. So I'm adopted. So I have an Asian mom. She's Filipino. Her name is Mila Blackwell, and I am very fortunate that at age 2 months, she picked me out of an orphanage, changed my name from Bruce to Toby, and raised me. Yeah, her and my dad. They're both tiny people. So we look like a United Colors of Benetton ad gone seriously wrong. And my mom is just her own individual, kind of interesting, and she's a lot of quirks. Love her, a lot of quirks, and yeah. I don't know where she got them from, but she has them. So some of these things will be interesting. But she's great.
Okay.
And,
all right. So what I'm going to indicate for the Facebook Live people, I'm going to be indicating between Maya Angelou and Mila Blackwell. But for those of you who are listening on the radio, of course, I'm going to say it out loud too. So don't feel like you're not part of the fun. You're totally involved in this. And you guys who are listening, you guys who are live, feel free to comment your mom's quotes too.
Yes, and also to chime in, we'll leave you a second just to say if it's Mila or Maya.
Mila or Maya. I love it.
And our quote is, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Oh, that one I knew. I say Maya. Maya?
Right? That's Maya Angelou. Yes.
Wait, you wanted to wait for the Facebook Live
I want to
people?
see if they want to chime in. I guess they all never know. You put your thing up too quickly.
I feel like they're on a delay. Should we wait for them? Well,
No,
I'll
not
give them a
delay.
few
It's fine.
seconds. I'll give them a few seconds.
Well,
Okay.
You already said no. But yeah, Maya Angelou. I love that quote. I think it's so true. And Oprah, who wants to be Maya now, she like sort of did something, had said similar things. Just like when someone says something, and if someone says something and shows me what they are, yep, that's how you are.
Yeah.
And if someone says that's how they are, just believe them. There's no reason to not believe them.
That is true. And you know what's funny about that? Like, I think that's such an effective quote. Even though I heard it long before I started to actually follow it and understand it, because I think what it is that we want so badly to have connection with people, right? Especially in relationships, love relationships. We want things to work out so badly that sometimes it's so easy, like, not just ignore red flags, but like people will come out and show you exactly who they are over and over again. And sometimes when you want it to work out really bad, it's like,
Yeah, and I think the key there is
just
show you.
Yeah.
People can tell you a lot of nonsense, but when they show you, when you really see how they are, and that's when they show you how they are, just go with that. What you
Yeah.
saw was true, and
it's okay.
It's
Like,
fine.
if that means you got to walk away from them because of it. No, it's true. All right.
it's true. All right.
Mila and Maya. Are we switching off?
Oh, no, you
Are
go.
we
No,
taking
you,
turns?
no, yeah, no,
Okay.
you do one.
All right, I'll do one. Okay. I'm going to throw in, I have some tricky ones. It's just as easy to love a rich man as it is a poor man. What do you say, Aileen or Maya? Say, Aileen, it was Aileen! I thought that one might be a little bit tricky because it's not prolific, but it's...
Right. Are we still supposed to have coins?
Huh?
We still
You
have
wanna do
I don't know.
coins?
We have so many points. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We still owe Lee a prize from last week.
Yeah, I know, right? Lee, we still owe you a prize from last week, and we were talking about it. So if you want to jump in on this game too, we decided that whatever it is, it's just going to get bigger. And Angela, she chimed in with Maya. I think that was
The first
one,
one,
for the
so.
first one. Yeah, that one was too easy. I feel like I should do another one.
Angela's got an at-home point. What do
Right?
you do one after? Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't too easy. Mine was easy.
Okay.
All right. Mila or Maya. Nourish a person and you nourish their memory of you.
Oh, nourish a person and you nourish their memory of you. Wow. I'm gonna say Mila. Lee says Maya.
It's Mila.
I will. I spell slowly. Lee's.
It's my mom.
It's Mila. Angela said Mila. Oh, good.
So, but my answer is a similar quote. But I'm gonna be honest. My mom did not. Those words did not actually come out of her mouth. However,
paraphrased it.
through her actions, my mom is not a talkative person. So I sort of said my mom was, a quoting person. What would she say? And she would say this: my mom is well known for her cooking and her baking and things. And when you go to my mom's house, you will eat very well, and she will spend her entire time making sure that you eat very well, and to the point where she's often not even out there. She's doing these things. It's part of Filipino culture. It's my mom has gone above and beyond, and I just know that people always remember that.
Yeah.
That they remember that's what she's known for, and that when they go to that home, that you get that kind of thing. So
That's what she does.
that's what she does. So
Yay, Mila.
if my mom was a poet, she would say that.
I love it. So we got that one, right? I got
Yeah.
that one, and Angela got that one. Go, Angela.
Yeah.
She's so cute. She's like, Mila, question mark. All right. So if you're just tuning in on armedradioglobal.com, in the garden If you're listening in on your TuneIn app right now, we're playing My Mom or Maya Angelou. This is our after Mother's Day, Mother's Monday special, where we're celebrating our mothers and we're talking about how mothers influence our relationships. And we're going to get to all of them.
Just did a quote.
I didn't know which mama song you were going to. Just like there's a lot of mama songs. There's
right.
a lot of mama
Mamma Mia.
right?
So tell me more about your mom, though. A little more backstory.
Okay, well, first of all, my mom, she was born in D.C., but she has like such a Southern edge, like total Southern edge. And I mean, she's very, very particular about things, a little bit racist. You know, she likes people to look a certain way. A little on the judgmental side, but I have to say the one thing that she, is me and my two sisters, and the one thing that she always instilled in us is things like, education and being able to sit with any group of people,
right? Okay,
and just be able to be anywhere in the world and be accepting and all of that. Accepting in the sense that we can sit with them, but we're going to be talking about them on the side.
Right. She sounds like a Southern mom.
Oh, she's such a Southern mom.
Like my mom's an Asian mom, you're a Southern mom, and people out there, what kind of mom do you have?
Oh, that's a good question. That's like, especially Lee and Angela, since you guys always jump in. I noticed Ashlyn also jumped in. Hi, Ashlyn, Angela, Lee, everybody. So you guys can comment, like, what kind of moms do you have? Where are your moms from?
I always like to see it. It always helps you a little bit to know people.
Right.
You kind of know what kind of mom they have, or whoever raised them. So
it totally gives it away.
Yeah,
as soon as you meet somebody,
you're like, oh, I get it. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure. Yeah.
Now I see why. Okay, all right, let me pick a good one. Oh, this is a good one. People won't overeat if they eat what they want when they feel like it, such as fried rice for breakfast. Is that my mom or Maya Angelou?
Your mom.
I think that was my mom. You say my mom? What about the people on Facebook Live? What do you guys say? My mom or Maya Angelou?
Say the quote again.
It is. People won't overeat if they eat what they want when they feel like it, such as fried rice for breakfast. Say my mom?
No.
Lee says my mom. You guys are both right.
Yeah.
That was my mom.
Not Maya. Not Maya.
Oh, wait, it's wrong. It was Maya.
It's Maya?
It's totally Maya. You're both wrong. Sorry.
Oh, but they're all wrong. Angela's wrong too.
Angela's wrong too. That was totally Maya because she wrote a cookbook, and that was a quote from her cookbook. Sorry, you guys. I got all excited for you too, thinking that you got it right. And that is something that my mom would say, but that's totally a Maya quote.
Okay. Maya or Mila?
Okay.
Doing the smallest task can lead to the greatest reward.
I say that's Maya. Angela said shoots about the last one. What do you guys
Doing the
think?
smallest task can lead to the greatest reward.
I feel like that's definitely. I mean, well, here's the thing. That's another one of those ones that could go either way because it's like.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But it's, there's that, it's prolific. Lee says Maya. I say Maya.
Maya never said that.
Maya never said that? That was Mila?
No, my mom, yeah. My mom, yeah. She volunteers at a cooking school, and for years she did it, and they always tried to hire her, but she's liked to work and do a little menial task because she learned so much from the chefs doing that. So I got more reward than everybody by doing the smallest task all day long.
Oh my gosh. Yay, Mila.
So that's something I learned from her. Yeah.
I love her. All right.
Why she's busy. She's in the running. She's busy unemployed mom, I think.
Is she?
For real.
Well, because I think any moms that feed people, they're always going to be busy.
Right. And then she's always like experimenting with stuff, doing all that, and then the house, and then she's like, I'm a volunteer usher, and I'm a volunteer at a cooking school, and I'm like, Mom.
Yeah, like slow down.
Right. And get a car. She takes the bus everywhere, so there's that.
And she's probably like super strong like an ant because she's little. Right?
She's like eating it all hours up at 4 in the morning. I'm like, I can't.
Aw, I love that about her. All right. It's your turn, right?
I just did that.
Oh, you just did the one.
Yeah, my mom's Mila. Don't try to take my mom.
I want to take your mom. I'll have your mom. All right. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. Okay. See, I don't want to do one of this. Okay, here we go. I love to see a young girl go out and grab life by its lapels. Life's a bitch, and you got to go out and kick ass. What do you say? Are you waiting for the
I'm waiting
Facebook
for
Live
that.
people?
I know the answer already.
You ready? You knew that one?
That
That was Maya.
She cussed.
She cussed. That's what I love about Maya. That's why she's...
But the B word's not even a thing that like, now you can say that. Ever since 90210, the first version, you can say that word all the time. I'm just saying.
You don't think it goes back as far as Dynasty? I'm dating
Oh,
myself.
did they say that?
Yes, Alexis used to call everyone a bitch.
I guess that was it.
And Dominique Devereaux, she'd be like, "You're a bitch, Alexis." And they'd say it with that hard B. Bitch. And then somebody would get smacked. Which, happens when moms are around.
All right. These Mayas are...
I think those are
the
old
old
Mayas. Yeah.
All right, I got
That was
one.
Maya. Okay.
Nothing will work unless you do.
Oh, that's... Should I say it or should I give them an opportunity? I think it's Maya.
It's Maya.
It's Maya.
Yeah, however, my mom would definitely
Like that's
subscribe to
what
that same theory. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of these quotes were definitely things that I also learned from my mom.
Yeah. No,
Nothing will work unless you do. I love that.
Oh, mothers are so wise. And Miss Maya. All right. Okay, here's one. That ain't something I heard. That's something I know. Ooh. I see Denise joined. Hey, Denise. We're playing My Mom or Maya Angelou right now. Trying to figure out who said what.
What's it again?
That ain't something I heard. That's something I know. It's Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Angela says it's Maya. Lee Schultz says it's your mom. It's my mom.
Oh, I thought you were trying to fool us again.
Good.
Actually,
yes,
I was gonna be like Viola Davis.
Smart.
Intelligent.
You are special. That's something that my mom says when she's telling you off. Like, don't think I heard it. I know this. I'm telling you that.
But how did she know it?
Huh? Just cause. Because she says she knows it. It's like I'm the authority.
I still know because Maya never really she just said the things
exactly
and didn't have to defend where she got
exactly
them from.
That's classic Aileen.
That's great. Here's another one. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
I feel like I know that one. Should I give the Facebook people some time? Is it, I know they're getting a little faster. Is it Maya? Is it Mila?
If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Oh, Keisha just came in. Hey guys, hey Keisha. I'm gonna say that was Maya. Yes, Lee says it's Maya. I say it's Maya.
Maya, it is Maya Angelou. Yes, and I love that.
Maya.
If you don't, I always say that to people who complain, if they have the ability to change something, I'm like, you can't complain. Go change it. Change that relationship. Change that whatever. Or don't come to me with that.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. You have the ability to change. And again, if you can't change it, you don't want to change it, then change your attitude. Where
I think that really truly applies to, and especially for me, if I think about jobs that I've worked. I think about different, because I used to freelance, so I had a lot of different jobs, and there would be times where I would just was hating it. It's if you're not going to go get a new job, then you have to change the attitude you have with the job. And you know what? The same goes for relationships. Some people spend years complaining about their relationship.
Right.
It's if you are not going to go get a new relationship, then you have to change. And here's my recommendation. If you're in a relationship where, you're complaining or you need it to change, you need it to be different, I say focus on changing your attitude first. Then see what happens, and then the parting of the relationship will take care of itself. Yeah. But yeah, I love that quote. That's one of my favorites.
That when people are in some bad relationships or things that just aren't right, and they're constantly complaining, and you're just then don't be there.
Don't be there if you
have the power to If you have the power to not be there, don't be there. Otherwise, your attitude.
Absolutely.
All right, Maya's so smart.
Oh, Maya. All right. Let's see. Let me find another. I like to use the tricky ones. All right.
You're so competitive.
I am. I really am. Okay. I can't do everything. Somebody's going to have to help me, but don't move anything. Is it Maya or is it my mom? Now remember that some of these quotes could be from movies. They could be character. They could be anything. So, it's an open field. And Margarita just joined us. You say it's Aileen?
Mm-hmm. I think it's Aileen.
You're right. It's Aileen. Lee says your mom. Angela says your mom. Help me. Don't move anything. Don't touch anything. That's Aileen. She's like, I need y'all to help. Okay, don't touch that. That's Aileen.
Because they want you to help in their way. They don't want to tell you what their way is.
Exactly.
But they want you to help in their way.
No, you're just supposed
have
to
to
know.
You have to read their minds.
It's
You're
true.
supposed to know that from being in the womb.
Right?
Yes. I don't know what my mom thinks. So
I know, right?
So, you got that connection, I guess.
It's like, I've raised you. You should know how I feel.
Change is like the wind. Without it, the air is stagnant and heavy.
Oh. I want to say, is this a trick one? Because I feel like I want to say that it's Maya. Change is like the wind. Without it, the air is stagnant and heavy. I'm going to go safe and say Maya. Lee says Maya.
No, it's my mom.
It's your mom?
It's my mom. It's my poetic mom. It's my mom. I'm like Maya Angelou. I could go for Maya Angelou. Yeah. And really, what this relates to is after you take a shower in the bathroom, you should run a fan because it dries the bathroom. And my mom used to make me do this all the time, and I used to be so annoyed that we had to do this every time. And then I became on my own, and I had my own bathroom, and I was like, we need some air in here to air it out. And I was like, oh, mom was right.
Mom was right.
Mom was right.
Changes like the wind.
Changes like the wind. So I get into a poem. Isn't that good?
All right.
So I should go to Maya Angelou quotes from my mom. My
your
mom
mom.
as Maya Angelou.
You got that. Lee, what did Lee say? Lee guessed Maya on that one? He did.
Yeah.
Angela guessed Maya on that one.
That's my ghostwriting.
I see Vaughn Harris has joined us. Welcome, Vaughn. Everybody out there in the Garden Land, everybody out there on armedradiogrobal.com, everyone out there on the TuneIn app, you're welcome to call in 1-800-508-5431. We're playing My Mom or Maya Angelou, and we're just seeing like which quotes, who said what.
Who we learned from.
Who we learned from.
And we're finding that Maya Angelou and our moms have a lot of similar things to say.
Right.
It just depends really on how you say them.
Since they're like of similar generation, how much do you listen to your contemporaries? Because I think of people who are contemporary to me, and I don't know that I necessarily, maybe we just all are on the same wavelength, and so maybe that's why some of the things they say are kind of tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to know
my mom veered
if
off
anybody
of that.
out there is a mom, who's not of the generation of our moms, what kind of advice do you find yourself giving your kids that's either was passed down from your moms or is something new that you've come up with and you hope that sticks with them?
I like that.
And I even do it to younger friends. I feel like a mom to my little young gay underlings.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm just going to lead by example. I'm going to tell them something, and you I hope it sinks in. Yeah, it's like mentoring, and moms are mentors. So in my gay mother way, I do that too.
I love it. I love that. And I think each one teach one. That's what we're supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we love each other. All right, so it's your turn, right?
I just did that one.
Oh, you did that one. Why do I keep I don't know. It's because I get so involved with Mila that I feel like I'm.
It's easy to
I'm
do.
adopting myself.
It's easy to do. Just the prospect of the good food alone,
right?
And she's making it into a good show. She's a usher at the theater.
Is she really?
Oh yeah, she sees everything before I do.
It's like she belongs to the film.
Yeah, she is.
She does everything. So Keisha just rejoined. Vaughn has joined. I love your heart face, Vaughn. Honey, I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so here's my quote. And you got to guess whether it's my mom or Maya Angelou. I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. Is it Aileen or is it Maya? Yeah, people at the Facebook Live. Lee, Angela, you feel like I might be trying to trick you? You want me to say it again? I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. You feel like that's Aileen? No, it's Maya!
As I put it up, I was like, wait, I read that quote earlier today.
Angela said Maya. Angela, you're right. That was
That's
Maya.
good.
Yeah, that's a nice one, right? I mean,
Moms don't don't always. They do sometimes. You know who says like super profound things like that, and they don't have me ghostwriting for them. So
right,
but like they do sometimes. And you know who had a thing like that was I don't know if you watch Blackish, the show Blackish.
I've watched it.
Jennifer Lewis, the mom, they did a scene like back when he was growing up she had a scene in a recent episode about love and talking to a young version of the lead. It was really good, and she was talking about that and just how what love is and what it means, and how it means it's worth fighting for. It just really was good. So that's like, I think if you're on a sitcom or if I'm writing for you, you say, or you're Maya Angelou, you say these very profound things.
I actually think you mentioned Jennifer Lewis. I actually think Jennifer Lewis is the mother of entertainment. Like, just as much as Maya Angelou is the mother of our culture and the world, Jennifer Lewis is like I wouldn't mind having Jennifer Lewis.
Nobody got time for that.
Right? She's a mess. I love her.
She's so great.
Right? Okay.
All right. When you learn, teach. When you get, give.
When you learn, teach. When you get, give.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind that I ghostwrite Maya Angelou.
I'll keep that in mind.
So is this a lesson from Maya Angelou or a lesson from my mom?
Okay. When you
learn, teach. When you get, give.
You get, give. Okay. Keisha says she loves Jennifer Lewis too. I mean, who doesn't love Jennifer Lewis, right? I'm gonna. I want to say it's Maya. Angela says it's Maya. Oh. But then you said that you've been sort of like prolificizing your mom. I'm gonna go with Angela. I'm gonna yeah.
That's Maya Angelou.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lee said it's Maya too. Okay, we got that one. Keisha said it's your mom.
No, I got an Asian mom. When you get, you keep. When you learn, you go to more school. You get some more degrees.
I love it.
No, my mom is very generous, but she loves some goodwill too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she's like, when other people got, you get that too.
I can't wait to meet Neela.
She's great. She'll have to come. She even did I talk about it in my cabaret shows too. This is not the first time my mother's being discussed in an entertainment setting. Uh-huh. And she's later for cabaret show did a voiceover for me. Like opened up a cabaret show. Hey, what is Toby's mom? She recorded it in 2 seconds after I asked her to do it. She was down for it.
One take.
Yeah, my mom was funny.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it.
She and I have that in common. We both did voiceovers for you.
Yeah.
All right, so now I have to say I forgot to give the shout out to my little sister, because when we decided that we were going to do this at Mother's Day after Mother's Day show, I was like trying to think of some of my mom's quotes and things like that, and so I hit my little sister up, and she was even driving in the car and pulled over, and she just had a flood of them. She was just like boom, 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 boom.
Your mom sounds like quoting mom. Like Southern moms, I think. Southern moms are you can pull quotes right from them. I think very often. Yeah.
She's such a quoting mom. But okay, so that being said, I feel like this one's going to be kind of easy. So this is one from my little sister. I'm just going to give it away. I saw a girl on TV doing the news today, and I thought that could have been you. She isn't prettier than you. She just made better choices.
Oh my God.
That one I'm just giving away.
That's so funny. She's pretty. She
just made better choices.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom's a character.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm going to
Okay. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Is that my mom or is that Maya Angelou? You say it's Maya Angelou? What does Lee say? Lee, for the last one, Lee was like, LOL, your mom. All right, I'm giving it. It's Maya.
Yeah. I love that. It goes kind of with the line about change. If you can't change things, then
change it. Yeah, no, totally.
It's all about taking what's happening and either doing what you can do, or accepting it, and not letting bad things bring you down and be the end of your story or whatever.
Absolutely, like personal responsibility, which is the drum I'm always beating. We have to take responsibility for ourselves and our actions and our beliefs and our context and how we see it and all of that stuff. Angela said Maya. Lee Schultz said your mom. Oh, that one was all Maya, that last one.
Wait, what was it again?
I saw a girl on TV doing the news today. Loie, you gotta let me do it in my mom's voice. I saw a girl on TV doing the news today, and I thought it could have been you. She isn't prettier than you. She just made better choices.
That's so like from Steel Magnolias.
Right?
That's hilarious. That is so great.
It's crazy.
Here's one. Did my mom say it or did Maya Angelou say?
Okay.
All great achievements require time.
All great achievements require time. I feel like my gut is wanting to say Mila.
Nope.
No?
Maya Angelou.
See, I thought that you were, because I felt like it might be too obvious
Right.
that it was her. And I didn't wanna-
See, now you're getting distracted.
Right?
It's like Survivor.
Right. You're totally psyching me out. Angela said your mom. Lee said your mom. I think Lee said your mom about that last one.
Yeah.
But Angela said your mom. No, that was Maya who said that. Say it again. What was it?
All great achievements require time. It's
There you
true.
have
So many
it.
people try to get, everything fast and,
Right.
and have it right now. And all great achievements require time. How much time? We don't know.
Everybody wants to be an overnight sensation.
Right, an overnight sensation. I remember Shelby Lynn won a Best New Artist Grammy, and she's like, "Oh, it only took me 15 years to get this Best New Artist Grammy." Or something like that. It's like, yeah, people work. There's a lot of work that goes into being the new artist or the new, whatever.
Right? The next best thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's my turn. Let me find a good one. I'm just all over the place. Hold on. Okay. Oh, see, some of these are so obvious.
And we still want quotes from our Facebook Live people, and any people want to call in. So, what are some famous quotes, famous momisms from your moms, things that you live by or that still crack you up?
Right? Especially Angela and Lee, since you guys have been.
Yeah, I feel like y'all have some funny ones.
I know, right? You can send us some mom quotes too. Oh, okay. Here's one. Don't call on the Lord. Call on the one you serve. Who said that? My mom or Maya Angelou? Why'd you hesitate and be your first choice and tell
I
me?
don't know. Because it's the one you serve. It's a little bit judgy, and so it seems like a little like that, like you serve who you're serving. It's kind of like I feel like that'd be more your mom.
Yes.
Your mom channeling Maya. He said, your mom channeling Maya.
Right? Don't call on the Lord. Call on the one you serve.
Yeah.
Lee Schultz said, your mom channeling
Yes,
Maya.
I love that.
Right?
All right.
Thank you to my sister for sending that one too.
Who said, Maya Angelou or me writing Maya Angelou for my mother, said, it isn't necessary to say something when your actions clearly express your intent.
Oh, it isn't necessary to say something when your actions clearly express your intent. Whew. I'm going to say Mila.
It is my mom. It's what my mom would
Your
say.
mom?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. When I grew up, we were in a very, I love you, expressive family or anything, but you always knew that my mom loved you by the way she took care of us and the way she takes care of even my dad to this day, 51 years, 50 years or something, marriage, and the way she takes care of people when they visit and the way she takes care of her own mother, my 100-year-old grandmother, right now.
my
You
gosh.
always know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she doesn't say it. And there's no need to say it when it's so clear, that there's love behind all of her actions.
Like her actions are all love.
Mhm.
Ah, Mila. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, hey.
That's awesome. Yay. I feel so touched by your mom.
She's awesome.
Right?
Awesome. She's strict and stern, and people often don't understand her, but she's quiet. But she's just doing her thing.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
brought you up to be this amazing person.
She
so
did, and I was
not
that.
strict
Like I
and
wasn't like
stern.
it was like she didn't have a lot of these lessons that I learned, but I learned by watching her and my dad.
Yeah.
By just being their son, and that's what they lead by example.
There's a quote that I learned, and I don't know where it originally came from. It might have actually come from Maya Angelou, but I believe it so strongly because even though I'm not a parent, like I've been a mentor and I've seen how it can work and I've been a teacher, like it says youth do what you do. So when you as a parent, like I think sometimes parents think that it's all about telling, but your kids, and I even, I just see examples of it everywhere. Like your kids become the type of person that you are, no matter what you say, unless what you're saying is aligned with how you act, right? Because youth do what we do. And when, we're in their lives, like as adults, even when they think that we're corny and cheesy and all of that stuff, it's like we emulate the adults that raise us.
Before you can even talk or understand what your parents are saying, you're watching how they act, how they treat other people, and at home is when you're kind of behind the scenes and everyone can be themselves. And if your parents, even at home, your kids are watching you, they're watching, the kids want to be like their parents.
Yeah.
So the way that you act is the way that they're going to act.
Yeah.
And there's music, you have to be carefully taught is a Roger Hammerstein song. And then of course, a song with Children Will Listen.
Yeah.
The idea that they'll do what they see you do.
And then we grow up as an adult, and even as adults, if we start to like disagree with our parents, we still, unless we actually do the work, do the awareness work, we still fall into their patterns.
Right. Good or bad. Like I said, I discovered my bathroom needed the fan go through. I was like, now I do it at home. I'm like, I set it up before my mom even helped me do it. But, and then if there's negative patterns, we pick those up too.
Yeah, no, totally. I see Jonathan joined. Hi, Jonathan. Jonathan's amazing. He has this collection of women's shoes because Jonathan does costumes, and he collects all of these vintage and antique shoes, and they're amazing. Like he posts them on Facebook, and I'm always like, are they in a size 9? Because they're always
it's written
amazing.
in old scripts, like
right?
the old 9.
And he's also very dapper. Jonathan, and for anyone else who's joined us out in the garden on the TuneIn app, we are playing My Mom or Maya Angelou. So we should go a couple more rounds.
Do a couple
more, and then maybe look at our other. Yeah.
We're celebrating Monday after Mother's Day.
That's right. It's after Mother's Day, Mother's Monday special.
I feel like there should be doorbusters.
Right.
And like it should have started 4 days ago. Like Black Friday. People are getting trampled trying to get in here.
There's a line outside. People. When we let those doors open,
at 4.
it's like Black Friday up in here. Okay, here's one. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Is that my mom or Maya Angelou? You say Aileen?
I think your mom said that.
You think so?
It could go either way, but I don't know. It just has a little bit of
tinge to
a little bit
it.
of sass, a little bit of extra sass.
A little southern sass.
Oh, Maya.
Angela says Maya.
Oh.
Angela's right. It's
Angela.
Maya.
Wow, look at that. Maya had
that.
sass. Well, she had sass too, but
she did.
We always think of her talking like this.
We do. And she was like a grandmother.
Have you seen, there's a thing on YouTube called the Legends panel where they do voiceovers of famous people who have passed away or not passed away. Mm-hmm. And then they have a dinner, that spin-off, and with Rihanna and Maya Angelou at this dinner. And the whole time Rihanna keeps calling her old. And she's like, if you call me old, I'm going to kill you with a knife. She's like, it's so funny.
Is it like an animated thing?
Yeah, it's like they use interviews with the people, and then people do the voices. So it was actually Rihanna's face and then Maya Angelou's face. And it's just so funny. They make a whole backstory. The whole backstory is that Maya Angelou hates Rihanna and she keeps poking at her.
That's hilarious.
Really funny.
Oh my God, that sounds like something that would happen at one of Oprah's Legends balls.
Yes.
Her Legends dinners. Just stab you with this knife.
Oh.
I love it. You want to do one more? And then...
Yes,
okay.
This one is going to be difficult. You ready? Is it Maya Angelou or me channeling my mother using Maya Angelou's style writing? Keep your gutters clear.
Oh. Keep your gutters clear. I feel like that is... Mila.
Of course, I can't remember her question. That's actually something she would say. Oh, my mom was always cleaning her gutters. Just always. I just had to put it there. The gutters are always to be clean. Because my dad up on a ladder. He is too old to be up on that ladder. The gutters are getting clean. She's very concerned about the gutters. Just so you know, it's whatever Mila is.
Angela's like your mom. She gets it.
Yes.
But here's the thing. I had a moment of like, was it some sort of metaphor from a poem?
It could be.
Right?
It's true. Maybe that means something else.
Right?
See, I thought Maya said it.
Yeah, see, Lee thought Maya. Look, I want to wear Mila like a pin.
She probably did. You
like, I want to vote for
People
her.
Should.
Mila 2020.
Well, I would make, what would Mila do bracelets?
Right? Oh.
That'd be fun. Cook. Yeah, it would be cooking thing.
So that was fun. I feel like we don't have to choose a winner. I think that was just...
I think we are winners because our moms are great and Maya Angelou left us with great words.
I think we also need to make sure that our moms get to see this.
Yes, my dad will make sure my mother sees this.
Yeah,
she'll like, Dad, and she'll yell, and he'll come in the room and set up the computer that she's used 1,000 times before, and she already know how to use. But he'll set it up. He keeps him useful. So
I love that, and my dad will probably, hopefully, I'll have to walk him through it on the phone, but he'll figure it out on his iPad.
Oh yeah, do all moms like? like refuse the technology and like make your dads? Is that a common thing? Like they make the dads do it?
Here's the thing with my mom and technology, because my mom, like even when we were like in middle school, we were one of the first families. We had the Commodore 64. Like my mom wants all the updated technology.
Oh yeah, my
she
mom
wants the latest, but she never knows how to use it. Like she just wants it in the house, so she'll have like like all these laptops and iPads and smartphones, whatever. And then as soon as she gets to a stopping point, because she can't figure out the next thing, she considers it broken. So then she has to replace it.
Now, does that go back to a time when the men were in the office with more computers and stuff, and women didn't have that, and that's just like kind of they brought that along with them throughout the decades as technology's gotten crazy and crazy? Do you think? I wonder.
I mean, you like with their generation, since they're part of that generation.
Right.
It's possible. I mean, I will say the one thing about my mom that's very of her generation is that she defers to my dad for things. You know what I mean? Like things that require brain activity. Now, that's not completely fair because my mom's very smart and she's a teacher. Keisha says, "What age does that happen? Our kids hook up the technology for us." Well, I mean, like any kids that are after our generation, they've had technology since the beginning.
That's not even technology to them. It's like
it's life
stuff, right? Like flip phones are like the stone age, it's like Flintstone stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So, Keisha, you're saying that your kids, so in your whole generation, the adults, it's all the kids that are setting up the things.
Yeah.
And my dad is always a computer guy. Like he was building computers.
Oh,
when
he?
it was happening. So he always is going to be the one to like know stuff. He'll just build a computer just for fun.
Yeah.
So my mom just sort of has always had him to defer to, and she's just resistant to change. I remember got her cell phone late in cell phone games. She got so excited playing with the ringtones. She was giggling with the Jamaican tones. Like, it was hilarious. It's a cell phone. These have been out for a long time, and so they have a cell phone now. They don't ever use it.
Yeah.
I mean, they still get lost in New York City because they won't turn it on, but they've got one. So it's like you have to pull them, kicking and screaming.
Yeah. See, my mom always thinks like she'll get to a point where she can't use it. Like one of the kids, like one of my younger sister's kids, because my younger sister has a lot of boys, and my older sister has boys too, but they're older. So when something would not work, one of the boys got a hold of it. What did those kids do to this? They didn't do anything, Mom. Like that's your screensaver.
Right.
Well, why does it keep going back and forth? One of those boys did it.
You either set it up and the gremlins in the thing.
Right. Exactly. There's like some random outside entity that came and broke her computer. That's why she can't.
Yeah, Keisha, I think it just depends kind of like where, like what age you are with technology. Like, the people of my as Generation X people, we're sort of bridging the gap. So I think that's kind of the age, to where you are at that age for what generation you are. Right.
We are so in that, like we are bridging that gap.
We're the gap. Generation X bridges the gap.
Right? Like the therapy gap, the technology gap, the being open about who you are, authenticity gap.
A lot of things, and
the women's movement. There's so many things.
But what's interesting though is that for the longest time I thought my parents were really conservative, and they live in Austin, Texas. And when I became an adult, I started to see them as the adults that they are. And they moved to Austin after I left home, and they've been there for about 20 something years and have thrived there. And once I was an adult and looked at them as adults, I realized that my impression of them was completely wrong. My dad writes folk protest songs. They're liberal as can be. When I came out, it was like my mom could not get back to her America's Funniest Home Videos TV fashion. It was such like not a thought for her. It was so different than my impression of them. So, that's an interesting thing too, just seeing your mom and your dad as an adult when you're an adult.
Yeah.
And, and being able to do that. And I've been fortunate to be able to do that for a long time with them. And so it's great. It's great to see that and to really see that, once they don't have to really take care of you, to see all the facets of them.
To see them as people.
Wonderful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's great.
It's great. It's funny. It like takes all of the shame out of the story of, being good enough and what the parenting was like, all of that. Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's it for My Mom or Maya Angelou.
Yeah,
I like that
they're
game.
They're all so profound.
That was fun. Penny joined us. Hi, Penny Jane. I went to high school with Penny too. I have a couple friends on here that I went to high school with. I don't know who in the world is listening out in the garden or who's on the TuneIn app. Hopefully it's lots of people. And maybe I went to high school with some of you too. Who knows? Maybe. Right? Maybe Toby went to high school with some of you.
Well, we know. I know TuneIn works with Alexa, so maybe some people had Alexa bring up the podcast.
Oh, nice.
When Alexa wants to work.
When Alexa wants to work. So,
sorry if you have one and she just orders
and
something.
She's like,
I said the word.
It's not, right? So you can, those of you who are listening, if you want to call in 1-800-508-5431, we're still taking mom quotes just for the fun of it. If anybody has any crazy mom quotes,
or just something, a great lesson you learned from your mom that you want to impart to us, then let us know.
Let us know. We love the lessons. And speaking of lessons, we also wanted to talk a little bit. I have here an article from bustle.com by Isadora Baum, who's a certified health coach, about the 13 ways to avoid letting your relationship with your parents affect your romantic relationship. I don't know how much of a deep dive we're going to be able to do on this because we did use so much about which we had fun with the Maya Angelou game. So we don't have a whole lot of time for this, but I want to at least get through a few of these so we can talk about how, here's my thinking. I feel like those of us, whatever age range we're in, if you're Generation X like me and Toby, we're at a place in our life where the majority of us have sort of, gotten into the forgiveness space. We like we were talking about, we see our parents as people. We're not necessarily holding on to that sort of old conditioning in the sense that we don't resent them anymore. However, the reason that I'm a coach and the work that we do, when we do personal growth is about, what were the decisions that we made about our actions when we were not in forgiveness, right? So what are the certain behavior, like we might show up in relationships a certain way because we saw our dad a certain way and we didn't forgive him because he cheated on our mom. So now we think all men cheat. So that's how we show up in relationships. We don't trust anybody. So we can forgive our dad and be cool with him, but still not trusting men because we didn't really work on, what the sort of defense mechanisms that we developed, right? So the reason that I think it's always good, even after Mother's Day, to look at like how our relationships with our parents, our relationships with our mothers affect our romantic relationships, because sometimes those bumps in the road are because we just haven't cleared that kind of stuff, right? And we just haven't looked at it. So this woman, Isadora Baum, I think she wrote a really interesting article about the different ways, the actions you can take to keep your parents and keep your in-laws out of your relationship so that you can, foster health between the two of you. And it could be a married relationship. It could be a partnership. It could even be your dating life, I feel like, in a lot of ways, But this is really geared towards, once your parents already know a significant other. So here's a few of them. She says, number one, don't always defend your parents' behavior. Like if your parent didn't do something wrong, so be it, stand up for your partner when your parent clearly didn't do anything disruptive should be allowed, standing up for your partner. However, if your parent did do something to push your partner over the edge, even if the action wasn't intentional, then that should be noted. So she's basically saying, you stand up for the person.
Yeah, don't always take if there's some kind of conflict between your partner and your parents. It's not necessary that you always take your parent's side. It's also not necessary to always take your partner's side. Take the side that you believe to be right. But
Do you think that it's just that it's just take the side? I mean, here's the thing, because I don't know. But
in most conflicts, I think try to see both sides. If it doesn't involve you and you're the mediator, then really try to see both sides and get them to come to an agreement. And usually in arguments, both people are right and both people are wrong.
Yeah, mediate. And then, but ultimately, especially if it's a married partner, I feel like ultimately you have to stand by that person. Like even if it's
unless they're so egregiously wrong.
Exactly.
Unless it's obvious that they're wrong. But yeah, you have to stand by your partner. That's someone you chose. You chose it for a reason, and that's also who you have to sleep with at night.
Yeah.
And they might have a knife.
Right. You never know. That's why there's the show Snapped. So don't complain about your in-laws too much. I think that's a good one. Oftentimes in couples therapy, people will complain about the relationship with their respective in-laws and partners' parents, and they say not to do that. I mean, I think that's a pretty obvious one that she says.
But I think it's just natural if there's a conflict or there.
Yeah.
Most of the experience I have with that is all positive. So
you do. You've had always good.
Yeah, I feel like my parents have gotten along with their parents totally. I mean, my grandmother lives with my mom and dad now. My dad's fine with that.
Yeah.
And with my relationship, I haven't met. I'm going to meet Peter in a couple weeks. So
are you?
I'm excited. She sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure it'll be good. And my mom loves Peter. So
I always was just taught to respect my elders anyway. So anybody I was ever in a significant relationship with, I was always just respectful for that reason. But
there can be weird, things with in-laws and other people in my family have seen it have that, but it's it can be weird, and a lot of that is baggage that people bring to it, what be it the parents or the daughter-in-law or son-in-law. So
totally. We're not going to do this one because we don't have that much time. We're back up. Understand that there's a new immediate family. Don't make your partner attend every time.
Number 7.
You like number 7? Ask your partner for advice, not your parents. Oh, that's interesting.
I think it goes back to just you should figure out what your immediate family is. Yeah, of course you can ask your parents for advice sometimes, but your partner's advice should be the most important advice. The family you've created has got to be the number one. It's got to be the number one thing.
Yeah.
And if you're always going to your parents, some people are very close. Some people, I'm very close to my parents, but I don't talk to them every day.
Yeah.
Some people I remember in college, even now, talk to their mom and dad every day, and that can be a problem if you are dating somebody. That
Absolutely.
that they don't want a third person in that relationship.
Especially, I mean, the more and more serious that you get, and then also with marriages. I mean, like, no matter what religion you practice or follow, it's biblical. It's in the Quran. It's in the Talmud. Like, once you have a new family, like, or develop a new family, whoever you choose to take on, or whatever the idea is, that's then your immediate family.
Yeah.
And also, you have to think about the fact that at some point your parents are going to pass away, and it's most likely that you're still going to be with that partner. So if the idea is to spend your life with that person, then they become your new sort of priority. But what I notice is that, and I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I mean, I've dated a lot of men.
Wake up.
Oh, we're almost out of time. I've dated a lot of men who, their mother was their first priority and their advice giver.
Yeah.
Now listen, I'm going to put the link to this article if you guys want to go and look at it for parents and your relationships. There's just a couple things I want to make sure that we get to. As always, I'd like to tell you guys about my Secret Art of Seductive Singlehood program, which is my coaching program, which is for single women between 35 and 55. If you want to get back into the dating pool, you want to just rock a healthy relationship, and you just want to get self-accepted and get purposeful, that's what that program is for. Lee Schultz says both are good and so very true. Failing to value your partner's opinion alienates and devalues your partner. I totally agree with that,
so
Lee.
true.
Thank you, honey, for chiming in with that. It's 3 ways to make love and life sweeter. Forgive your mother. Figure out how to use the best of what she taught you and let go of the worst of it. Quiet your mind for 5 minutes a day. Toby, do you have anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, look at your parents as people, as adults, if you're an adult, and take what they've learned and go forward with your new family. Take those lessons and go.
I love it. Is there anything else that you want to say to the people?
TobyBlackwell.com. You guys are awesome. Stay weird.
Yes. And the question for the week, how is my mother reflected in my life today? Or how is my mother reflected in my love life today? Until next time, never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you aren't getting the love you need, just make more and then ask for candy. We were able to squeeze it all in.
Wow, and Toby